What have been some of the biggest challenges you've had to overcome as a photographer?
I think the number one challenge has been myself, to be honest. I think when I started out in photography, just first exploring it, I borrowed my mom's camera and I went out in Yosemite Valley and see ya, I'll be back in a little bit. And I went and took photos and I came back and got the film developed and none of them came out. None of them. Just because I didn't have an understanding of focal distance and how close you could focus with a camera to a subject, the difference between macro photography versus a wider viewpoint with a broad landscape and what worked. And so, you know, that was really disheartening. I actually stopped photography. I was like, oh, this is like just too much work. But the reality is that if you keep plugging away at it and don't take failure as an excuse to stop. I mean, you have to look at that as a stepping stone. No great photographers were masters overnight. This is an art form that requires not just technical skill, but a lot of experience as well. So those times when you're not hitting the mark on those photos, you're actually doing other things that are strengthening your skills, your awareness of your surroundings, your awareness to great subjects and times. And those things are equally as important. So have fun, first of all, just enjoy the experience, know your gear, and really just have fun with the journey.
And do you have any kind of mental things that you do to get yourself ready to kind of go out and find that?
Yeah, actually, that's a very interesting question, because the number one problem that I see a lot of photographers that they have is that they don't quite change gears that quickly. So I think that it's important for photographers to understand that that is normal. And that is a normal part of the creation process, that, you know, you're not going to jump out of your office or your car, not literally, but, you know, that you're going to step away from that point in your life and then find yourself in the middle of nowhere and then instantly find, you know, inspiration. I think what happens is that people need to understand that you need to free your mind of other thought, focus on the subject and the material at hand, even reacquainting yourself with your equipment, going through making sure that you have certain settings, that you're following a certain, not necessarily protocol, but you have a little bit of a routine that you can go through, make sure that you're not making any obvious mistakes with your gear, right ISO setting, that your focus is correct, if you're on a tripod, that you have image stabilization or your vibration reduction settings off or on. It's really important that you know that it's not one click away. You are going to have to really kind of experiment and high, low perspectives, look for different angles that are going to be a big difference to you in terms of bringing something out of that subject that maybe you didn't see at first glance.
Any advice for viewers who just want to get better photographs?
I think the best tip I can make for people that are looking to just improve their photography is to keep at it and constantly experiment and get to know your equipment as best as you can.
Be sure to subscribe to our blog now to stay updated on my show, and we'll give you tips and insight to keep advancing your photography. Also, check out our guests' website for a closer look at their work. Tune in to our next episode of Advancing Your Photography for an inside look at another photographer's world. Until then, this is Mark Silber reminding you to get out and capture your own images of life.